Hello, kittens. Okay, happy Tuesday. I'm gonna do, as promised, a quick makeup, and I'm gonna show you what I've been doing for my under eyes every day for many days now, and I've really been sort of in love with it. I don't know, I'm putting this crazy thing on to get my hair back because every time I go live on TikTok, people keep telling me, "Can you please put your hair back?" So I'm gonna do it for you. All right. I mean, I'm too old for this silly thing, but it does work. Okay, so sorry. I should just take this thing out. Oh, it doesn't come out, of course. All right, let's get moving. Now, I have a special event tonight I'm going to, and what I'm going to do is something I do often, which I'm going to do a very basic makeup on myself. And then later on tonight, in another 8 hours, which is when my event will be taking place, I'm going to zhuzh it up. And that's what you can do with great makeup. You can put something very simple on just to get you through your day. And then later on, you should be able to add a little to it if you want to. So I've done my brows, I've done my lashes. Let's tight line real quick because I forgot to do that. Okay, I got my mirror here so I can see. So just taking my eyeliner. This is not like my favorite one, but I'm going to use it because I have it. Lasting Drama Matte Maybelline. It's fine. It doesn't smudge, so that's good. It just doesn't go on super easy. So I have to kind of run it a few times. You'll see what I mean. So just going to take that liner right under my lashes. See, I got to kind of really kind of work to get the color on. But maybe that's why it doesn't transfer. There could be a reason. And maybe that's the key. Maybe the quicker it goes on, the quicker it transfers. I don't know. But do you see the difference? Do you see why I tight line? Because it just gives beef to those lashes. Do you see that? And you don't have to worry about liner on your lid. Unless you just want it. If you want liner on your lid, honey, do it. What I find though is the more mature women I talk to, that's becoming a real pain for them because that skin gets so loose and thin. The liner just doesn't look nice and it's not easy to put on because you're kind of dragging that skin when it gets crepey. Do you know what I mean? So if you want to take that liner and kind of pull it out at the corner, you certainly can. So yeah, it's fine. It's fine liner. Just don't know if it's like my most amazing favorite. Maybelline Lasting Drama Matte. It works. Okay, I just got to work a little bit at it. All right, so that's done. Now, what am I going to do for my skin? It's kind of a special occasion, so I'm going to do a few extra steps I don't normally do. So I am going to do my little prep combo. So I moisturized this morning when I woke up. That's all that's on my skin so far. I am going to do my little combination of my Pixie H2O skin tint and my e.l.f. Halo Glow. So let me just show you what I do. This is shade 3. I just dot a few things on my face. This is Glow. This doesn't really give a ton of coverage, and I don't go back in for more. That's all I want. Just whatever comes out on this. Oh, that sound. That's all I need. Don't overdo it. And then I use a tiny bit. This is the color Nude. This just gives a beautiful veil to my skin. A tiny bit of coverage, but I just love the way it makes my skin look like there's just a veil or a little bit of a filter on it. And I use filter very sparingly because people always say, oh, this makeup looks like you're having you have a filter on your picture. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. But it does do a pretty little something to my skin. That's it. That's all I want, okay? I'm going to take my fingers and kind of move it around so I've got enough on both fingers. I'm going to dot it evenly so I'm getting a distribution of this product, okay? Just like this. Now, I'm going to start working it in and rubbing it in. You can use a brush if you want to. I like to use my fingers. I'm just going to get do this before you do your brows. I say this every time. And I never do that myself. I always have my brows done because I do my brows and lashes early on in the day because it makes me feel better. But look at that glow. Do you see what I'm saying? Work it into your skin. I'm not going to I'm going to try not to go up under my eyes too much with this. because I don't want too much stuff under my eyes. But do you see what I'm talking about when I say the glow? Look how pretty that is. It doesn't pill. It doesn't bunge up on your skin. You know what I mean? It just, oh, it's just a nice mixture of two products. Both products are fine on their own. I'm just going to take this down my neck so I don't waste any. Look at that glowy skin. Do you see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about? I love it. Again, it's the Pixie H2O Skin Tint. It's not foundation. It's just a little bit of something something in nude. This is the second to the lightest color. And then I'm going to get a darker one for summertime. And then the e.l.f. Halo Glow is shade 3. Okay. I just guessed at those colors and they seem to work really well. Okay. I love it. Now, let's move on. I am going to put a tiny bit of now foundation on, but because, no, hang on. I'm going to do one more thing first. This is something I just picked up and I'm putting a wee bit of it on my chin and my nose. And I mean a wee bit because I'm super red lately. My skin is jacked. It's a color corrector from IT Cosmetics. Okay. Get the mini. I think this is the mini. I think it was under $20. This is called the IT Cosmetics Color Correcting Cream in medium. And when I say I'm going to use a tiny bit, that's it. That's it. I just want to do a little color correcting, and this has enough orange in it. I've used it a few times and it works pretty well, but that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to lightly tap it into my chin. Has a little fragrance, but nothing too noticeable. Okay. The rest, I'm going to lightly, it's very creamy, put on my nose as just a little extra color correction. Okay. Just like that. If you have a little redness under your nose, tap it under there. I got it at Sephora. I wasn't planning on buying it, but it was in the checkout aisle. And you know how those checkout aisles are. That's where they get you. That's where they get you. Now, optimally, you want to put this on and let it sort of dry down, so to speak, if you can. Okay. So I'm going to try to wait about 5 minutes. I'll be right back. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes. I just like everything to sort of play with my skin for a minute before I move on. Now, I'm going to go and do my bronzer. So I'm just really loving the glow that those two products give my skin. And then with a tiny bit of your 3D on top of it, it's so pretty. Okay, so let's go into my bronzer situation. And for those of you who don't know what this is 3D Makeup by Saint. This is a makeup I found 5 years ago on accident. Wasn't looking for more makeup or any makeup. I knew that my makeup was not working for me anymore. And when I saw this, it looked so interesting. I took a chance on it, and thank goodness, because I've worn it every day since for 5 years. Okay, I'm doing a little bronzer action. I do have a little trio here. I've got a lighter and a darker bronzer. One I tend to use more in winter. One I tend to use more in summer. That is Tan Lines. That is Bella. That is Ash Contour. I'm right now in a little bit of limbo because of the time of year, because the sun is out a little bit more now, so I'm getting a little bit of color, but I still really like my Bella and Ash mixed together. That's what I'm doing here, okay? So do you see when I pull back what I did? See what I did there? I just warmed up my forehead just the tiniest bit. It just gave a pretty glow, like I've just been sort of on vacation and kissed by the sun. Now, I'm going to put a little bit. This is the detail brush. If you get color matched by me, you will get recommended this brush because I think everybody needs it. I'm going to pull a little bit of it down right under that cheekbone. Right on top, right under, kind of in that family. Don't stress out about what you're doing here. Don't stress out about am I putting it in the right place? Just sort of tap on that cheekbone and then tap a little under that cheekbone in a kind of a C. That's all you got to do. Okay, and kind of stipple. Cream makeup performs best when you push it into your skin. Look at that. And just stipple it in. Push. Push, 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 push. Okay. It's getting better already. Okay. Now, I'm going to do this blush, but I might change it later, depending on because I don't know what I'm going to wear yet. So I'm going to put just a tiny bit of candy on. Candy is this pink right here. Okay, so tappity tap, 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 right kind of high. Do you notice I've not really done my foundation yet? I do that last. I know, isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? You know why it's crazy? Because I bet if you are watching this and you do not wear this makeup, you do your foundation first and you put it all over your face. I haven't done that in years. And I'm telling you, you will be shocked when you really understand cream makeup and how it all works together. You will be shocked that you do not need a face full of foundation to feel pretty in your makeup, right? I've done some steps now to my skin. My under eyes are not done. We're going to do that in a minute. And I don't feel like I need a face full of foundation anymore because all these other things are working so pretty. Okay, now I am going to go in with the space I have left on my face, which is basically here, here, and along my cheeks with a little bit of makeup. I'm going to take my lighter colors where my skin is the best that match my skin, and I'm just going to put a little here. I'm using the wash brush. This is a funny bunny little cottontail soft brush, and I like it here where my skin is good because I don't want a lot of makeup there. If you use a denser, firmer brush, it's going to pick up more makeup. So areas of your skin that are pretty good and it doesn't need a lot of product, don't put the same amount of makeup there. Okay? Whatever residual is left on my brush is going to go right there on top of my lip. You probably need the least amount of makeup on your whole face right there, to be quite honest. And you don't want a lot there because it'll go into all your little fine lines and wrinkles. Okay, what's next? Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm looking at what I've already done, and I just feel like I don't need that much more. But I am going to pick up a tiny little bit. I'm going to use this brush. I'm going to use a small brush because I'm just going to work in this area right here. I'm just going to pick up a little bit, and I'm just going to tap it right on top where I color corrected, just to kind of push that 3D in with that color corrector. They're going to marry a little bit, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Again, press cream makeup in. It's so much more beautiful than swiping and pulling. Get right there in that nostril, right along the sides there. Get that pushed in there, especially if you have texture. A lot of times we carry texture right in here, especially then. You want to stipple and push. So I got my little mirror here to keep checking as I go. Oh my gosh, really glowy and pretty. Now, let me show you what I've been doing with my under eyes, because that has not been touched yet. I have darkness, I have a little purple. Everything else is pretty good, but we're going to get to my under eyes now. Okay, wanting to keep my makeup really, really light and glowy, and I'm not going to put a bunch of product under my eyes, and this is a trick I've been doing that has probably cut out a huge percentage of product I'm using under my eye that could possibly crease and cause problems later. So I am going to use Demi today. And for those of you who don't know, Demi is another product line made by Saint that I love. It's a color correction system. Don't mind that one, but it's meant to filter out color you don't want in your skin. So blues, purples, redness, depending on what you've got, you'll pick the colors. Well, I'll tell you what colors if you need my help. So the theory is, though, you're going to use colors to get rid of color. All right, so I know, because I've been doing this a while, I carry a purpley blue here. So I'm going to go into Y01 to neutralize that purpley blue. Okay, why do I use Y01? Because yellow is the opposite of purple and orange is the opposite of blue. So you're just using the color wheel and color science to do what it needs to do, okay? This is more just dark blue. So I'm going to go into, got to get my colors upside down. This one here, O3. So just like this. Okay? O3 meaning orange at the third saturation level. I know, it sounds very scientific, doesn't it? Making sure that I've just got enough there. Not much product, though, at all. Okay, now, leaving this center kind of alone, not putting anything here, I'm just going to tap a little bit more right in this corner. So I do have, you can see, areas of my under eye that are still showing a little bit of purple. I'm not worried about that because I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Let me do this other eye real quick. Super fast. 03 is going right there in that corner where I've got a little compilation of dark. Back into my yellowy orange color for this. Again, and let me just tell you girls, don't stress out about this being completely eradicated, because anytime you have no shading and no color around your eyes, it looks very artificial and your eyes could look quite puffy. So it's okay to have some natural contouring in this area, okay? And then again, I'm going to take a little bit of that 03 right in this inner corner and down that tear trough line where I have darkness, using all the same brush, leaving that middle of my eye basically alone. I'm going to hit that right there with a lighter orange. It's best if you can do this in natural light so you know exactly where you're putting it. Bathroom light, overhead light is the worst. Look at those eyes now. Is the worst for color correcting your under eyes, because if it's overhead, it's going to cast shadow and it's going to make your under eyes look worse than they actually are, and you will then be using too much product. So if you put yourself in front of natural light, or at best a good ring light where it's just projecting straight on versus overhead. You picking up what I'm laying down? All right, now I have areas of my under eye, you can still see some bluish purpley darkness, more like in the center. Here's what I have been doing. I definitely don't want to have zero color under my eyes. I mean, think about it. We apply eyeliner, we apply eyeshadows. So why are we applying color on top of the product that we put on to get rid of color? It seems counterproductive, right? And then more product than we need. So what I've been doing lately, and I'm just going to do, like I said, this is a very basic makeup today because I'm going to zhuzh it up later. And no, I'm not worried that this makeup has to last me 8 hours till my event at all. I'm going to take a powder bronzer, and this is a $3 one from Dollar General, LA Colors. It's fine. It's pretty. It works. Taking a fluffy brush. This is my eyeshadow brush. I used this end for my under eye. I am just going to put a little bit in my crease. Bronzer for eyes is amazing, guys. And I do prefer powder bronzers for my eyes. I just do. Okay. So a little bit of bronzer just for a little bit of color. Do you see how pretty that is? Just so natural and simple and pretty. I will likely apply something a little bit more for my event tonight, but I've got a long time till then. I got to go to the grocery store between now and then and pick up a kid, and we don't need to do the whole shebang. Take it up a little bit above your crease if you have hooded eyes. Okay, now I am going to take a small brush and I'm going to pull that bronzer right under my eyes. Start in that middle section where I have no makeup, no color corrector, no foundation, nothing. Okay. I'm going to just very softly, I'm just picking up a little bit, and then I'll pull it out here. Okay. Make sure it's a nice fluffy brush so you're not tugging and pulling at that skin. Okay. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm putting this product on the skin under my eyes that still had a little purple right on that lash line and a little bit underneath. And do you know what happens? It creates sort of a really pretty bronzy eye, and I don't notice that color at all. The color I didn't put any concealer on, the color I didn't put any color corrector on, because I just wanted to make sure that in that area that has so many wrinkles, I'm not overdoing it, okay? Seriously, this is going to get me by till tonight. I will likely not do anything else on my under eyes. I may apply a little more on top. I'm going to put a little bit of my Pixie Lower Lash Mascara. Let me get my mirror lined up. This is the Pixie Lower Lash Mascara. It's specifically a tiny little brush meant for those lower lashes. I like a little bit of mascara on my lower lashes. I don't need them long. I just like a little bit, like that, okay? So I feel like I've mastered an under eye, and I've left areas alone with no corrector, and I don't notice it. So if we don't notice it and you can't see it, isn't that all that matters? There's no, principle you have to follow. that says if you're going to color correct your under eye, you better do it everywhere. No, 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 no. The least amount you can get away with and still be happy with the way it looks, the better. So you see how I've just got like a really pretty bronzy effect to my under eye? It does create like a really pretty smoky look. Subtle though, because it's noon. Now, if I can film my zhuzhing up later, I will. If I have time, I should. And I can add it to this. But I mean, for all intents and purposes, for what I have to do today, I am super happy with this. I really am. If there's any products that you missed that I talked about, go back and watch it again or DM me and I'm happy to share with you. But I feel like this is such a pretty and easy and sustainable makeup routine that anybody can do. And it will last me all day. And I don't have to worry about major touch up. I'll just add a little bit of eyeshadow, maybe a little bit brighter cheek or a pop of color on my lip. And that's it. So if you are not wearing my favorite makeup yet and you want to, please reach out to me. You can DM me here. You can message me if you're seeing it on TikTok, and you can go to my bio in both places and take my makeup quiz, and I can color match you to these beautiful colors for your skin that will just send your heart soaring. I'm telling you. Guys, thank you for watching. Any questions? You know where to find me.